Hey guys, I'm the Comics Kid 2099, and I'm here to review another Hulk book. If you guys are getting tired of me talking about Hulk books, since that's all I've done this week, eventually I am going to run out of Hulk books to be talking about. This is Hulk Split Decisions, which is Volume 6 if you are getting the trade paperbacks, or if you're like me and I've got two big hardcovers over there which collect the first two storylines in Bruce Jones's run, and then the next two storylines. So each of those hardcovers are like 2 volumes each. So this is volume 6, and there's 2 more volumes after that. The whole run goes 8 volumes, and like I said, this is called Split Decisions. And if you remember in yesterday's video, I said that one thing I really didn't like about volume 5 is that for 4 volumes you've got this ongoing story about this home base, which is trying to get the Hulk's blood to create an army of Hulks, and that is building for 4 storylines, and then Volume 5 just completely ignores all of that and does a pretty standard serviceable story about the Absorbing Man, but ultimately it feels very out of place considering what had happened in the previous 4 storylines and then what happens here. This volume gets right back to form, and that is very much a good thing in my opinion. And you may be wondering, if you've seen my previous 2 videos on the Hulk, the Bruce Jones's run Hulk so far, you may be wondering, why should I buy any of these volumes? Because one thing that I said was that the Volume 2 stuff, and then well, not Volume 5, but specifically the first 2 volumes, I said were very similar. With Volume 2, I said you're getting more of the same. And that's kind of what I want to say here, is that it's a lot of the same stuff that you're getting with those previous 2 books, or if you're getting them in the smaller trades, the previous 4 volumes. And you might be wondering, why would you need to read this entire run if the whole run is just me saying the same thing over and over again? And I will say, for the first 4 storylines, you're getting a lot of setup. It is a lot. And you're getting a lot of characters introduced. Some of them, they will be introduced and then they'll get killed off like not too much later. And you're wondering, okay, why did I even bother getting to know that character's name if they were just going to die an issue later? And then some of these characters are fairly important. A lot of them, though, they do get killed off. And then you have some major characters like Doc Samson. He's here. You have... I don't want to talk about too much here because I don't want to spoil everything. In this volume, we do find out who Mr. Blue is, and if you will recall, in my theory review for the hardcover for Volume 2 on Monday, I said that I had a theory on who Mr. Blue is, and my theory was correct. I didn't say who it was in the video, but I was correct. So this volume, while it is still continuing with a lot of the same plot points that we had been setting up in the first 4 storylines, it also addresses a lot of that, and it does a lot of new stuff. For example, we find out who Mr. Blue is. That's a good thing. And we also have the big confrontation between the Hulk and Home Base. And I don't really know if we're going to get more of Home Base in the next 2 volumes, because it certainly seems like that was supposed to be the meat of Bruce Jones's entire run. And it's going to be very weird if Volume 7 and 8 just deal with completely unrelated stuff, like, and then Hulk goes and fights the Avengers, or Hulk goes and fights, I don't know, another Hulk villain. I can't think of any Hulk villains right now. The Leader, or something like that. You know, it would be very strange if Bruce Jones spent 5 out of 8 volumes having this storyline with Home Base trying to get the Hulk's blood, and then he concludes all of that in Volume 6. That would be very odd. I'm really hoping that Volume 7 and 8 still deals with that in some way. So we'll see what happens. I haven't read those books yet, so I'm going to be reading those later this week, and you'll be seeing videos either this week or next week. And then, what else? Let's see. I mentioned in yesterday's video that the artist for Volume 5 was different than Mike Deodato or Stuart Immonen. Well, this is Deodato once again. And like I said on Monday, Deodato, still a fantastic artist. If you are liking Original Sin, I would highly recommend that you try and seek these books out. See if you can find some of his stuff on the Hulk, because it's very good. His style really hasn't changed that much, so maybe if you're not a fan of what he's doing on Original Sin, you might want to avoid this, because over the last 10 years or so, his style is still pretty much the same. In my opinion, that's a good thing. If you're not a fan of Deodato, then that's probably not going to be a good thing. But overall, this felt very finale-y. So I'm hoping that it's not a finale. I'm hoping that it's just kind of a red herring, and that we will still get more stuff that has to do with this storyline that's been going on throughout Jones's run in the next couple of volumes. But if it is the finale, I guess that's okay. I like this book as a finale, but I do hope that there's more kind of falling action, if you will, after the big climax. I hope that that's what we get in the next 2 volumes. But overall, I enjoyed this book, and I'm really enjoying what I'm seeing here in Bruce Jones's run, even with what I felt was a little bit of a step back with Volume 5. This is still turning out to be one of my favorite runs on the Hulk, and I'm looking forward to reading the next 2 volumes, and I will report to you guys what I think of those 2 books once I finish reading them. I may film one of them later on tonight, I don't know, or I may film them later this week. So we'll see what happens there. So in the meantime, I will see you guys probably tomorrow with another kind of video. So until then, I'll see you guys then. Have a great day.